Welcome back to another episode of the OKC Redcast. I am Tyler Vaughn.
And I'm Allan Langston. And we're here to bring you a layered perspective on Manchester United.
I don't even know what that means.
Just there's a lot to it. This is a very nuanced time, and it brings nuanced, layered perspectives.
It's like an onion, like in Shrek. It's stinky like an onion. United
Exactly.
is like an onion. Yes, I got it.
Exactly. Yep. So here we are to bring you that perspective.
Perfect. And no one better to help us with that than returning guest Hunter Davis. Hunter's back on the show. What's up, buddy?
Hey, guys. Glad to be
Welcome back, Hunter.
Thank you.
Fellas, how's the international break been treating you? Allan, you enjoying not watching United right now? Not having to worry about United?
I don't know, a little bit, but the last one left on such a good note. It was like, man, maybe we could have some momentum here, but now we have an international break. It kind of kills that.
No, we would have lost. We always win one, then lose one. Win one, lose one. That's how we do it. So no,
it was fun
losing. Now we're going to win this weekend.
It was fun getting my United fill in by watching the women's team.
Yeah,
kind of beat up at least in the second half on Everton.
Yeah, they're looking good. We'll get to that in a minute. Hunter, how you feeling right now with this international break? You feeling optimistic, or are you feeling like, I don't know, that we're going to come back against Liverpool and maybe not look as good as we get against Sunderland? That should be a different matchup, I suppose.
Well, I didn't get to see the last game. I got to see the highlights. I was at my niece's wedding in Arkansas, so I was kind of busy all day that day. But from what I hear, the goalkeeper played great. I mean, it's nice to have some positive reviews on our goalkeeper. It's kind of been a while since we've had that, so any positive feedback is good feedback on that, so that's good to hear.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, I like to hear that.
Yeah, so
I'm looking forward to seeing this, guys.
No doubt. Yeah, so since we last recorded, it's been almost a month of the day. We were heading into the derby, which did not turn out well. Then we bounced back against Chelsea with a 2-1 win, a strange 2-1 win. We're humbled, I guess to say, by Brentford 3-1. And then you got the kind of routine, comfortable win against Sunderland 2-0. So yeah, we can kind of gloss over most of that. But yeah, we were talking about Sunderland a little bit. Allan, did you enjoy what you saw against Sunderland, our most recent performance?
Yeah. I think having Lamans in there definitely helps kind of reassure the back line that you have a solid player behind him. I think maybe you could argue he looked, maybe a little nervy, a little shaky at the beginning because they provided some pressure. But I thought he handled it fine. And I think, it was kind of funny to listen to the Man United crowd get real excited about him coming out for crosses and catching them in the air and just
the fundamentals. Yeah,
just the simple things, And I mean, the bar has been set so low, unfortunately, that it wasn't going to take much.
He did claim a couple of aerial balls with no flapping at it, no dropping it, just nice, cool, calm, collected. I don't make a lot of saves. I think he had like maybe one. He had a save towards the end, I guess.
He had a really big save, at the end.
Yeah.
I don't even think and I've said this before, I don't think Bindier's really been that bad. He just he's not filling everybody with confidence. And you can tell.
At least one mistake in him every game.
Exactly. He's got a mistake in him, and that's what worries you, and you don't want that.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't have to worry about your goalkeeper. That should be a guy you can rely on to not throw a game away. So yeah, I think it's obviously a small sample size and an opponent we probably should be comfortably handling, and they didn't really threaten much. So, but
it helps. It helps when you don't have a goalkeeper throwing the ball in the net, and then making your, you know what I mean, like the rest of your team just being like, "Oh crap, we got to make up for that."
Yeah,
that just really helps everything.
Usually in a hole with our other keepers.
Sorry,
what were you saying, Hunter?
Well, I think after quickly after having Van der Sar and then De Gea for so long, we're just spoiled with actually technically gifted defensive goalkeepers, shot stoppers, and we've kind of been void of that recently, so it's kind of nice. I think that's also affects your spine going down the middle. I mean, if you could look at those guys last year and a little bit year prior with Onana. I mean, they just flat out look like they didn't trust him at times.
Yeah.
They get a little confidence in their goalkeeper. That's only good for the team.
Yeah, and the best way to do that is by not messing up. We'll just put it that way. So hopefully Hopefully Lamans comes out. I assume he's the number one now. I don't know. I think it's his spot to lose now with Bayendier not necessarily being convincing. It is a big game to throw him in. Right after a breakaway, he's going to be coming off Sunderland, not playing a national break since he's not first choice for Belgium. But his second game for United will be at Anfield, which is that's no easy task. That'll be tough.
You can't pull him out and then throw Bayendier back in there and just kill his confidence.
I don't know. I don't ever know what Aaron's going to do, man. I don't know anymore.
I surely hope he doesn't. That would make no sense. I really hope he doesn't do that. Just go out there and do what you can at Anfield. And I mean, it's a tough place to play, but we got a 2-2 draw last year, and they had to fight back and score with 8 minutes left or 10 minutes left or something. So
could have probably won that one. Should have maybe won that one.
Oh yeah, the Harry Maguire. Yeah, Harry Maguire.
That was the Dallo sending off at the end, right? With the 2 yellow cards in 5 seconds for dissent or whatever. Was that last year's game?
I don't think that was last year at Anfield. I don't think that was last year.
Was it Old Trafford? It was a game with Liverpool, whatever. Because what I was getting to is it was Michael Oliver who was reffing, and he's been announced today as reffing the game on Sunday.
Boo.
So, yeah, and that was him in charge of that one where Dallo shielded it out or played it out for a throw in, and they gave it to Liverpool, and then he got mad, and then got a yellow for dissent, and then immediately got another yellow card for dissent. I think that was at home last year.
I feel like that was a home match, but I can't remember.
Yeah, but it was Liverpool. I'm pretty sure.
See, layered perspective. See that? See how
many layers. Yeah, Michael Oliver still working in the Premier League. Yeah, what are we even doing here? The guy who's notorious for being just bad in general, but definitely doesn't like United.
Man, every time he's on the VAR, we have a VAR decision overturned or kept or whatever. That goes against us. That goes against us every time.
West Ham game where it was and he overruled the on-field call that was not clear and obvious, and gave him a penalty that caused us to lose that game, which it blows my mind. I know he's not what is he? He's a Geordie. He's a Newcastle guy, so he's probably got some sort of, little man syndrome with United. It ruined his childhood, so he's got to have to make up for it now. But we won't go ahead and make excuses already. I think we're going to be okay. Liverpool has not looked great, but we're currently 10th in the league on 10 points, 6 points off first place Arsenal. So, I mean, for being in crisis mode, it seems like every other week, it's not that terrible. Only 4 points off fourth place Bournemouth, which is crazy.
You see stuff on social media if a certain couple games go a couple different ways, like Bruno doesn't miss the penalties. We're
right there, yeah.
We were right there. So that's unfortunate.
And honestly, the Manchester City game looks worse than it really was. I didn't think we played that bad. I think starting Maguire was a mistake. I think Euro should have been in there. But yeah, I don't think we were that bad. I mean, granted, you make 3 big mistakes, they're going to punish you. But even the first goal was a bit fluky because they got lucky. It deflected right back to Doku, and he was able to get it over to Foden. But yeah, I don't know. I know people are freaking out about Amorim and the tactics and all that stuff. And honestly, after the Brentford game, I was kind of indifferent if they let him go because it's not been my favorite style of play. But if you look at the results and the chances and stuff, it really hasn't been that bad. I would say
XG. We're big XG people. We love the XG. We just can't convert.
We are top of the table when it comes to XG. If that means anything, I don't think that can give us any points throughout the season. But I mean, to your point too, Allan. I mean, I'm guilty of more than most, kind of. I mean, because if you're on the Facebook group, I've kind of posted some what you could be perceived as anti-Ruben stuff, and I do like the guy. I think he has all the riz and all the young kids, whatever they say these days. I think if he gets it right, he'll be a legend. And I swing back and forth too. I'm guilty of that. I mean, but we do need a run. I think his job, there are chances of him letting him go down. I think in November because his clause goes down from 10 to 4 million. So he's probably on a tighter leash at that point than what he is right now. But I mean, I'm like if he gets a run of games going, and I'm going to compare it to the only thing I could compare it to the last 5 years is when Ollie went on that run, and before Christmas we were right there, and all we needed was to continue the form that we established pre-Christmas break. If he gets me feeling like that, then I'll be very happy. I think that's what I can compare that to. But they seem pretty confident in giving him 3 years. I mean, that's what Sir Jim's been quoted multiple times, but the old dreaded vote of confidence sometimes can be
Yeah, you can never put too much stock in that, but I think you're right. If they were going to do it like the Brentford game, I mean, obviously, waiting for November is financially smarter, and they're trying to pinch pennies however they can. But that, I feel like that was kind of, if it wasn't going to happen then, it's probably not going to happen for a bit. I think he's got a little more time to turn things around. And now that after this weekend we played Liverpool, we'll have played all the top teams. I mean, obviously everyone's basically above us last season, so I don't know who's top teams anymore. But the traditionally bigger clubs. So we should have an easier run after this weekend. And if he can get a big win this weekend, then I think he only has built himself up a little more time. So
I think even a draw would go over well.
Yeah,
even if we just got a draw, it would be fine.
Take it all day.
If we got the win, that'd be amazing. But I think even a draw, people would be like, "We're satisfied with that."
I think we need clean sheets, guys. I mean, if we're going to commit to this system where we're playing theoretically 5 at the back, you know what I mean? It should be with 3 center backs. We should be more together defensively. And I get it; they've only been playing this formation for about a year now. But I mean, I think it has to start paying a little bit of dividends as far as just more than XG. I think it will come. I think XG is not some mythical stat or something that should be underrated. I think there is some kind of science to that, but I think we need to these players have to get over that hump of not getting the ball at the back of the net.
Yeah, the problem is we're not. If you look, like, we're highest on XG, but we're the lowest in the league. It actually, I just lost my train of thought. Scoring the goals. What's the word I'm looking for? Converting. Thank you. I could not think of converting for whatever reason. Yeah, we're the lowest in the table at actually converting. And that's something that this team has struggled with even when Ten Hag was here. And that's why I think Bruno came out and said, "Look, I feel really bad that Ten Hag got the sack because me and the rest of the squad are letting him down." And if you looked at the numbers and the chances we were creating decent chances. People just weren't converting.
Not to beat a dead horse, but Michael Oliver was reffing that game against West Ham. That's what cost Ten Hag his job ultimately. So really, it's Michael Oliver that was.
Layered. See, we came back to it. Layered.
But I digress. What I thought was interesting in the last game against Sunderland is that Cunha got benched and Mason Mount got the start. Is Amorim Cunha, like, is he a Mount over Cunha guy, you think? Like, is that where he's leaning? Mount
is a coach's player. I think he's one of those guys that get on the training pitch and does everything the coach. I think McTominay was one of those guys too, but I think he probably works his socks off in training and earns it. And I think Ruben is one of those guys that what you do in training probably has a big impact on his team selection.
Yeah, and it paid off big time. I mean, that goal that Mount scored, he made it look super easy, but that was a great goal that, I mean, we don't see often enough where a guy takes a great touch in stride and just places it. I mean, I feel like most times we get those chances where it's getting blocked or skying it over, but no, Mount did well there, and I mean, I think he's going to start again against Liverpool. I think he's probably done enough to deserve that, and if Ruben's starting him over Mateus Cunha, then that's probably, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to make of that, honestly. Allan, do you think Cunha's maybe got to take a step back for a bit until he figures things out, since he hasn't even scored yet, has he? I don't think he's scored yet.
If he's gotten an assist yet.
No.
But he's looked good. He's done some, he's been successful at some of his dribbling and, his passing and just being able to kind of turn and go quickly up the field and get us out of some trouble in our own half. I've appreciated that. He's clearly a good player, a skillful player, something I think we've lacked going forward. And I think his decision-making has been pretty solid as well. I just think it just hasn't quite worked out just yet for him. But I think what Mount offers on the defensive side is what Amorim, I mean, considering what he offers going forward, is probably maybe not quite as good as Cunha, but he's also converted and, he makes good decisions, it seems like. I think his off-the-ball work. And I think Cunha does the same thing. I just think Mount maybe hunts down the ball a little bit better, maybe a little bit quicker in a sense. That was something I noticed even in the Sunderland match. I thought Sesko did a really good job of hunting the ball down a lot of times. And he obviously kind of started to taper off around the 70th minute or so. But in general, I think Amram has 3 forwards that are really pushing and hunting that ball down on the defensive side and off the ball. And I think that's why Mount is getting picked, like Hunter said, by so many different coaches.
Yeah, agreed.
What do you guys rate the the new signings this year? I mean, just quickly, as far as like
Hunter, we've already talked.
You guys already did
Previous pod. Sorry, Hunter.
No, I mean quickly for me. I mean, as
What
far
do
as
you rate
that, like, I really like most. I like all 3 of them.
Yeah.
As far as I think they're class signings. I mean, Cunha for me. I mean, do Brazilians thrive in the Premier League historically? I mean, they've it's always been. I think who didn't El Fenomeno Ronaldo just recently come out and say that Brazilians don't need to go to the Premier League; they need to go to Spain if they're going to win the next World Cup or something like that. So that's throwing a little shade, but I think from what I've seen from Šeško, all 3 of them, they're really good. I mean, I think Šeško, the goals are going to come from him. Really,
I think it's still so early. We don't really know what the best looks like yet in terms, because it's the first time they've all played together. Those 3 as a front 3, trying to sync up with Bruno, who's playing deeper now. I mean, it's just kind of it's a work in progress for sure. And Šeško, I think, is getting better every game. I don't know if you guys saw the piece The Athletic put out, they put out some sort of poll. They polled some agents or something. And
who cares what agents think?
Šeško was rated the worst transfer of the summer.
So dumb.
Across Europe.
So dumb.
That was the worst.
I thought it was really dumb anyway.
It was dumb.
Bookmark that. I was going to send that to you, Tyler. That was bullshit. I had a great rebuttal to that as far as the 2 flops from Liverpool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a combined like 230 million quid they cost, and they have to score a goal between them.
And Liverpool's not even starting right now. He's got 0 goals. I don't think he's had any goal involvements. Maybe an assist. I don't know. But he and then Isak, just the whole thing with not playing, and now Sweden is dropping about to get knocked out of the World Cup qualifiers because he's basically not fit for them. He's not match fit, so like he's letting his country down. Like those guys are head and shoulders above being more disappointing so far this season across the board than I would say Benjamin Šeško, who's got 2 goals and 3 starts, 4 starts. I mean, come on, get out of here. I have no time for that, and that's just typical United. Like if you put United on something, they're going to get clicks and you're going to get comments and engagement. So that's where I think that sits. I don't put any stock in that.
And agents aren't like football experts. They're just greedy little guys trying to make the most money for their players or for themselves. I don't see how that opinion matters. And honestly, I was surprised The Athletic put something out like that, because they usually put out some pretty decent pieces and noteworthy things that are like, all right, this is coming from an expert or something. And I'm like, who cares what agents think? Like, that's ridiculous. No one cares. And to top it off, like, Trafford is a worse, because they bought him, made it seem like he was going to be the number 1 goalkeeper for Man City, and then they screw him over and bring in Donnarumma.
Yeah,
like that's a waste. They just wasted that. Like, okay, but go after Šeško.
The second most, or second worst transfer of the summer. That's according to the agents. So it was Šeško and then Trafford. So
I just thought I was to be immune from the referees and the media. I mean, they're just the darlings on both those organizations, whereas United are just, the 24-hour news cycle revolves around.
Of course.
Yeah,
for sure. That's how it works.
Šeško's 80 million, so he should immediately start contributing and getting goals and assists. Wirtz, though, at 125 million, give him time. He needs to bed in, needs to settle. It's a new country. He gets a break.
That's how it works. It's weird.
It's pretty sad.
We're talking about
He's like thinking he's like getting pushed away from Mount's an $80 million man too. He's just been injured. Like, if we can get a healthy Mason Mount, it's nothing but good for the club. I mean,
yeah, for
especially with them scoring goals.
And in a normal year where we're probably playing European and still in the League Cup, we would be rotating these guys. It's just unfortunate that Manu, Cunha, and some of the youngsters aren't getting rotated in and getting any sort of game time, because we're literally only going to be doing 1 game a week until January when the FA Cup comes around.
Yeah, and that's a good segue into what I was going to bring up next. Is possibly it's been hinted and rumored that Manu and Xerxes are unhappy with their playing time, might be looking for moves in January, which is no surprise really, because Manu was trying to get a move at the deadline so he could get more time. They both want to play in the World Cup next summer. you guys be okay letting them go?
Xerxes. I mean, I'd kill Aaron, but I mean, I know it can't kill you, buddy, but
Aaron would not be happy. This is true.
I mean,
like both.
we could get good money out of Xerxes. We're always looking to.
What if it's a loan? What if it's a loan for Manu just to get him some playing time? If we're not, I mean, obviously we want him to help us qualify for Europe next season if we can. But I mean, if it's Bruno and Casemiro holding that spot down, and you still got Mason Mount in the mix there, I don't know. There's just not going to be any playing time. Like, guys are going to get left out. Ugarte, somebody's going to get left out.
Sell Ugarte, keep Manu, and get another midfielder in.
Okay.
I'm with you. Like, if I know Manu probably wants to try and earn a spot on the World Cup England squad, so he wants playing time, and Tuchel has come out and said you have to be playing if you're going to get selected. So I totally get it, and I feel for him. But I just don't think we're at the liberty right now of getting rid of any midfielders, because it's just it's a bit of a mess in the midfield, with us trying to make Bruno fit into the squad.
I saw a good tweet about Manu, and it's something to the effect of, if he was playing for like Brighton or Brentford right now, he would definitely be on our radar to sign. You know what I mean?
Belieber, right?
The way he plays and everything. Like, we would be tracking him down for £100 million to sign him, like Belieber. I'm like, Xerxes just doesn't ever get any chances for some reason. Like, I don't know. He wants to play deep. He doesn't want to play a 9. But Manu, I mean, he's homegrown talent, and basically one of the last we've kind of got as far as who's kind of sniffing first team. I mean, and our club's basically built around that. So hopefully it's not a kind of a Diallo Ten Hag situation with Ruben and Kabi, because that would break my heart, because he's probably like my favorite player. It's like, and you rarely get to see him play, especially now that, like Allan said, we're not in Europe, so he doesn't get those chances. And that we already dropped out of one of the cups, it's kind of like, ugh.
It's tough. I mean, I feel for the kid, but yeah, I think we need to hang on to him at all costs. I mean, he's still young. He'll get plenty of World Cups ahead of him. And he's going to be an important player for us. There's no way we're going to stay healthy all season. We never do. Casemiro's got at least 3 more red cards in him. So, Manu's going to get some time.
Yeah, surely he will, especially in January when the FA Cup comes around, I would imagine. Also, I thought Xerxes started playing pretty well when he got some game time at the end of the last season. So
yeah,
I would like to, if injuries do pile up, I would like to see him get some starts, and I think he would be able to cover for us and offer some things. If we're behind and we need to sub somebody on just to bring something different, he's that guy. So.
Yeah.
What if we loan Kabi to Napoli and they can just reunite all there with Kevin De Bruyne? And
he would love it. He would do so well there and win titles.
He would somehow turn into like a god. Somehow, like, every time all these players, they go to Napoli, you see these photos of them, they look like James Bond or something. Like, it's crazy how they...
Send him somewhere cold so he doesn't he's like, oh.
So Brighton is Chelsea's feeder club. We have become Napoli's feeder club, apparently.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I mean, I'm happy for our guys doing well over there. I mean, that's fine. I think it's kind of, I think people make it a bigger deal than it is. Because, I mean, look at what Napoli's been doing the last few years versus what United is doing. You know what I mean? It's a better run club. It's a better squad. So they're going to look better, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hold any grudges for... I don't think any of them. I think I'm happy for most of them. Yeah.
It's crazy that you're saying a club in Sicily is a better run club than Manchester United. But, it's probably true.
Almost every club is better run than United, let's be honest.
I think we're getting better, but yeah. I think United's getting better.
The women's team is at least good. We'll get to that in a minute, but
sorry, Tyler. You mentioned Casemiro, and I saw a stat after our last game. So with Casemiro on the field in open play in the Premier League, I don't know. I guess this season so far, 325 minutes played, 15 shots conceded, a 1.3 xG conceded. Without Casemiro on the field, it's about 300 minutes played. We've given up 23 shots, so that's 8 more when he's not on the field. And our XG conceded goes up to 5.02. So as much as, he's probably past his prime, however Amarim is deploying him, it is somewhat shielding and working.
He hasn't been terrible. I mean, considering, he's coming much fitter. It's well documented how fit he is right now, how much weight he's lost. But no, I mean, I think he's looked better overall, better than I expected him to heading into the season. So I have no problems with him. It's just little things, dumb mistakes, getting sent off against Chelsea. You just can't be doing stuff like that.
I just wanted to put out a little appreciation for him. And I don't think really we've been talking about him, like you said, like negatively or positively. He's just been doing his job, and that's what you want out of your defensive mids.
Exactly. And he's a big fan of the podcast. I know he'll appreciate that. Yeah.
This one's for you, Casemiro.
Yeah. The Portuguese subtitles will be great for him in this.
Oh, but
I'll send it to him in his DMs. Don't worry, guys.
Going back to off the pitch kind of news, so there was a bit of news this week that Luke Fedorenko, who's the head of academy recruitment, is leaving the club, which I don't know what that means. It seems like we lost some guys in the academy lately, but I guess he was responsible for getting Heaven and Cheeto Obi from Arsenal, some of the other younger guys that have come through lately. I don't know. Are you guys worried? Like Connor, you kind of hit on it a minute ago about Are we worried that the academy kind of being the pipeline for the club and kind of being our, one of our core strengths is going away? Are we losing kind of some of our fundamental roots by not putting as much emphasis on the academy and the importance there? I cut out.
Did we lose him? I heard you the whole time. Yeah.
Hello?
I think you're back, buddy. Yeah, Hunter, are you worried that the academy is maybe we're going to be kind of relying less on the academy and moving towards what Chelsea and City are doing? He gone again. He looks like Kesh Patel right now.
Well, to answer your question, yes, that would worry me a bit, Tyler.
Yeah.
I would not want to go that route. I hope they keep prioritizing the academy.
It's a smart business model, though, right? Selling all your young players to the academy for hefty little profits and then using that money to sign.
We're a cash cow anyway. Doesn't matter.
You're right. Fair point. I just played devil's advocate here.
Yeah. If we start winning and going far in competitions, we'll provide plenty of cash and revenue.
Well, it's weird how they kind of moved Darren Fletcher kind of slyly down the tree because he was kind of 2 years ago kind of being primed to have a real big behind-the-scenes role. And now they put him in charge of the under-18s?
I thought I heard he wanted that job.
Well,
he wanted to go that route.
I know,
maybe he got bored.
Wants to coach his kids.
Well, those guys.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
They're cooking right now, though. I mean, they're breaking records. And that should translate into the first team somehow. And it's kind of weird that Cheeto, or is it Cheeto or Cheeto?
Cheeto.
Please don't cuss on this podcast, Hunter.
Well, that's why I can't remember his name because he hasn't been playing, or there hasn't been any. He hasn't been in any action. So it's kind of like
I think he knows it's going to be a tough ask to get into the first team this early. He did well to get a couple of looks last year and didn't do much with him. No disrespect towards him. It was a tough situation to come into last year, but I think he knows that he'll get his chances, assuming we get back to where we need to be and get kind of a healthier first team where we allow some of the younger guys to get more time in there.
Yeah, I think Obi and Leon, Diego Leon, the left wingback, I think they both are ones for the future. They just need to try and develop with the under-21s and stuff and get some game time.
To talk about another United Academy guy, Alvaro, Fernandez, who he has the size, he has the talent. He's probably Real Madrid's signing of the year. He's outshowing Trent Alexander-Arnold at this point. I mean, he has one of the most viewed saves. Have you seen that goal line save where he basically scissor kicks the ball off the line? I remember him in preseason, and I was like, well, he's tall, he has a good build, and he kind of reminded me of a Ramos almost, kind of maybe a little bit shorter, but he had a size where he could actually play in the Premier League, and he was ghosted out of that. And that Diego Leon kid, I guess he looks, but isn't he like 5'5"? I mean, literally, he's like Roberto Carlos size, and it's kind of like, to me, that's almost like
everything I've heard. He's like
Roberto Carlos to maybe playing that wingback role. So
the indications I've been getting from different United channels and maybe even Andy Minton is he's like a unit. He's not that short. He might be like 5'8", 5'10", so not the tallest, but like he's pretty stout. And
How many stone does he weigh? How many stone?
Oh yeah,
6.5. He's a little guy.
No, and I think he's getting a look at the Paraguayan national team. So I think, yeah, you say one for the future. I wouldn't think I think he'll get his opportunity. I mean, he's already played a little bit, right? He got some time already. So,
he's 5'10". You're right, Allan.
Yeah.
I think he was a little taller than.
Ruben's going back to the Jose way, where you got to be a certain height to get on the team. That's why Ugarte's not playing anymore. He's too short. Kabi, same.
Diego should be getting some sort of chances because I think Dallo this year's been fine on the right-hand side, but when he plays on the left-hand side, it's just a bit of a drop-off for him. And I know that we need to rest Dorgu sometimes, or maybe try someone who's a little bit more defensive-minded. But I don't know, nothing against Dallo. I know he's playing out of position there. I just don't really want to see him over there if I can help it.
It's not ideal. It's not ideal for anyone, and I'm sure he doesn't like it either.
But I'm sure that he's training with the first team.
Who dat?
Malacia?
Oh, yeah, he is back, but he's not actually. He was training with the 21s or something.
Okay, I thought that.
Yeah, he's not been officially, kicked out of Carrington, but he's not with the first team. I don't think. I don't know.
They put him with the bomb squad. I was like, that kid's never done anything wrong. He's not part of that bomb squad.
By association of Rashford, right?
It's so bad. Yeah,
he's the reason why Rashford, got hurt or whatever in preseason, and then it was never the same again. I don't know.
Whoa. Well, we're not here for allegations, Tyler.
Yeah, this is the
allegedly.
Let's talk about the women's team for a second. I know Hunter's been watching all those games. So, Allan, you were talking a minute ago about how they looked against Everton, and 4-1 win puts them third in the league on 14 points. I think they've only lost one game all season in all competitions, and that was like the first qualifier for Champions League. What did you think about the performance against Everton? They're pretty fun to watch.
I liked what I was seeing out of Jess Park and Toon. I thought they were kind of running the midfield and creating some chances. And I thought in the second half they really pushed forward and kept it in kind of Everton's half and kept them under pressure. So I was pretty impressed with the performance, and it's always nice when you can put 4 past anybody. Yeah,
no, Jess Park has been great. They got her from City, which it kind of seemed like a weird thing. Grace Clinton went the other way from United to City, and we got Jess Park in return, and she's been brilliant, an attacking midfielder.
Did she come off the bench to score the goals?
Yeah, she came off the bench. Right. She's been starting though, but
I've been following it a little bit, guys. Come on.
That's why I said. That's why I said I know you're excited to talk about it. But then we got the American goalkeeper, Fallon Tullis-Joyce. I think she's got 7 clean sheets, and then Melvin Ballard has 5 goals. So they're lighting it up. I think they're like a plus 13 goal differential, which the men are. What are we? We're negative, right? So, at least the women are scoring goals and keeping clean sheets more often, which is good.
The women had Earps in goal 2 years ago, and she was in like the FIFA World Team of the Year, and so they might be pushing for the next best goalkeeper.
Everyone thought that was going to be a huge loss when she left, and it's kind of been seamless, and they've honestly been just as good, if not better, going to make from strength to strength. But they are playing their second. They won their last Champions League game, so their first ever Champions League proper game against Valerenga, and then they play Atletico Madrid this Thursday, 11:45 in Paramount Plus. And then they go on international break. But you can catch all the Champions League games on Paramount, and then all their league games are on ESPN Plus. But a lot of them are at 6 a.m., which is not great. I don't love it, but it is what it is. At least they're on TV or streaming.
At least we can watch. Yeah, exactly.
We can watch.
They do a great job with the limited resources that they have.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, they probably got budget that's half of what some of these other clubs are doing. These top clubs that are a decade ahead of them in terms of building a squad and everything.
Yeah, United's not historically a great women's club, right? They're not historically a great, well known to be like a champion or anything, right?
No, definitely kind of put that on the back burner as far as priority in the club setup there. But they're looking good. Mark Skinner, I guess, has been sort of polarizing as a coach, but whatever he's doing is working. And they've they keep losing players, they keep rebuilding and doing well. So it's exciting to see, and it's nice to have somebody that we can watch that's not disappointing week in and week out.
Don't worry, the Thunder are coming back too. So.
The Thunder are back, and that's good. Allan and I are OSU fans, so that's That's not fun for us. And Hunter,
don't
you're
need to
not
bring that
so
up.
you can't talk right now either.
We don't need to
Yeah.
bring that up.
No, college football is not really important. Not to anybody, honestly. Who watches it?
Yeah.
But what we will be watching this weekend is United making a trip to Anfield to take on Liverpool. That is Sunday, the 19th at 10:30 a.m. And Liverpool is, they are the defending champions, but they're coming off 3 straight losses. They lost to Chelsea before the break. They lost to Galatasaray, and they lost to Palace. They're definitely gettable, right? I mean, I think we can go there and get a draw. I'm hesitant to say that because I usually am overly optimistic on these things, and it ends up biting me. But if we go there and play and execute, I think there's no reason why we can't get a point out of this thing. They're not that good. They don't look that good to me anyway. They've got a lot of late goals, which is credit to them for doing that, but they haven't looked that impressive, I wouldn't think.
No, they're trying to bet in a bunch of new players that they spent, because they spent like $500 million in this offseason, which is nuts. But they also didn't buy anything the previous season, so if you even it out, it's 250. But still, it's a lot. And they're trying to cram them all in there, and it's just not completely meshing. I didn't pick Liverpool to repeat in my league predictions because that was sort of the reason. I think their defense is gettable. I think the backtracking of the midfield isn't always on. And so I think, just like we did last season, there's going to be chances. And if we can convert and take those chances, I don't see why we can't at least get a draw.
Agreed. And I saw Konate got injured on an international duty. So
really?
Their already depleted back line that has not been super great is even less going into this weekend. So I don't know how injured, but I saw he had to pull out, and he went back to Liverpool. So
Sesko's been playing well. I mean, like that Sunderland goal he had, as simple as it was, that's that's what you want, a poacher sort of striker mindset goal, just doing that. So I'm curious to see. I mean, he's going up against arguably the best defender in the Premier League, so we'll see how he does against Van Dijk.
He's not playing against Harry Maguire.
Phil Jones retired. What are you talking about? What were you saying, Hunter?
Oh, you said Van Dijk's the best defender?
He didn't like that. We don't like that, Allan.
No.
Who?
Probably. I don't know.
He was a couple seasons ago for sure. I don't know who is now. I mean, Leniora maybe. That's my vote, honestly. But we'll leave that.
It's probably Richards at Crystal Palace.
What Allan was saying about Sesko, both his goals were strikers' goals. Even that first one, he worked for that goal. I mean, and I think once he gets actual delivery and good service, he'll start scoring goals. I think whenever you're creating your own chances. I think that's why Højlund struggled at times, because he couldn't really create his own chances and play with his back to goal. So even though now he's doing a good job, but he's getting more chances.
I loved what I saw out of Sesko against Sunderland. I thought the way he held up the play, included other players, was able to dribble through sometimes and create his own. Like I was like, this is what we need and have needed. And I think, honestly, and I've always kind of backed Højlund, I just think he got into some bad form and was left up to, kind of up there to just die almost by himself, which I felt bad for him. But I think Højlund is going to be a good player as well, as he's kind of showing at Napoli. But yeah, I think Sesko, just with his size, is bringing something different, and he's doing a really good job of holding up the ball for us. So even if he doesn't score against Van Dijk and Liverpool, if he can just provide some sort of ability for us to kick it long, go direct, and flick it on, or hold it. Exactly. And just interlink some people, then that's great. A lot, not exactly like Harry Kane, but sort of, what you kind of see out of Harry Kane sometimes. That'd help out so much.
Harry Kane is a poor man's Benjamin Sesko.
I like it.
I said it.
I like it. What were you saying, Hunter?
So who
Not that.
You think Mount starts over? You think Mount starts over Cunha?
Yeah, I think
defensive plays. Maybe he gets back a little bit more, helps out.
I actually thought about this earlier, and I actually wrote it down. How I think he'll start. So against Chelsea, I mean, he went Bindier in goal, but he did typically against the big teams play conservatively. So against Chelsea, he threw DeLitt, Maguire, and Shaw in there. And I think we'll see that again. I think Yoro goes back to the bench. News started that game, but he's injured, maybe back, but I don't think he's ready. Casemiro, Bruno, and Dorgu played that game. So I think Dallo starts on the right, Dorgu on the left, and Buma will start. Sesko starts, and then I think he starts Mount over Cunha. I think he does it again, yeah.
Dallo did pretty well last year in one of the Liverpool games. I remember sitting there watching going, all right, Dallo, you're finally having a decent game against, a better competition. So I'm all for that. And I think you're kind of right. He'll probably go a little more defensive somewhere. But I think with the speed they have up front, I think it'd be a mistake to start Maguire. I think you got to put De Ligt and Euro.
I think so too, but he doesn't seem to really worry about that sort of thing for whatever reason. He thinks they get ahead of it and read the game so well they don't have to rely on their speed to catch up and stuff like that. But
maybe he learned his lesson against City.
Maybe not. We'll see. Who dat? Who hit a contract? Who? Oh, I did.
Oh, Harry. I was like, Amram, what?
I don't think so. Not Amram, not yet. Yeah, I did see them. I guess they're beginning those talks, which I'm fine with. Harry Maguire has been a great player. I mean, aside from his tenure as captain, he's been a really good player for us. A really solid, reliable player.
Yeah. I don't think I want to see him as a constant starter. I think I'd rather see him as a sub. And Amram seems to love subbing new center backs on, which I don't fully understand.
Insane to me.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. But if that's what he's going to keep doing, then yeah, let's keep Maguire and you can sub him on to shore up the defense when we maybe have a 2-1 lead or whatever. So,
or we're chasing a game, need a goal. He's a utility man.
Yeah, throw him up front. Him and Sesko, the Twin Towers, good luck.
Hunter, who do you want to see start on Sunday? I'd start him every game. He's one of my first names on the team sheet, for sure. But for whatever reason, he's not been getting as many consistent starts as he did last year. I feel like he started almost every game last year, or a bunch anyway.
Yeah, I think I would like to.
We do know that. Mm-hmm. I think Ahmad doesn't get a start this time. I think Ahmad will get sacrificed, be coming off the bench, which I think he played well against Sunderland. I know he's been getting some shtick this season for not being as good as he was for last season and the season before that, honestly. But I mean, he's coming off that injury still last year where they kind of rushed him back for the Europa League final. I mean, he's just you got the death in the family again. So I'm not going to write off Ahmad yet. Like, it seemed like a lot of people were really harping on him early this season for not doing as well as he was. But I think he's still got a lot to contribute this season. So, and I like him coming off the bench. He's a great asset off the bench too. So
agreed. I think if I was picking the team, I think I would start Ahmad just because of how much I like him.
Okay.
But I agree. I think he might go just a little more defensive and start Dallo. I've also noticed on Ahmad, he seems to have a bit of a chip on his shoulder this season. I don't know why. Last season, he seemed a bit, humble, kind of going with the flow. This season, I feel like he's got a little bit more of a demeanor. I think he's calling out his teammates a bit. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm not sure what got that into him, but he just seems like he's got, it's not major or anything or like Bruno's level, but it's just, I've just noticed little things, and I'm like, all right, I don't think I saw that last year out of Ahmad, which might be a good thing.
Problem. Maybe he's the problem we didn't know about. That's why Ten Hag didn't play him. That's the thing. That's why all these guys are getting out of there. He was corrupting Rashford, corrupted Sancho. It's been a little Ahmad this whole time. We just had no idea.
Now we know.
Now we know. You heard it here first.
Layers, guys. That's what we're bringing.
We lost him. No. Now he's going to come back and have to.
He got so upset with what you just said, he pieced out. He was like, "No way, I'm out. I can't stand this."
You said you would start Ahmad over Dallo, and that did it for him. You blew it. Now I'm going to have to find a splice him back in here when he jumps back in. But can't have this again. That's okay. But we were kind of winding it down anyway. So if he jumps back on, that's great. But
we kind of glossed over the Glazer stuff, by the way.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
He's back. Maybe
he's back. And now he's in a different spot. It's really going to throw it off.
There he is. Yeah. So
and we finished up the Liverpool talk, Hunter. We're gonna track and talk about the rumor coming out of Turkey Al Sheikh, who's a Saudi government sports official, I guess, who helps organize some of their big sporting events, which they've been doing a lot of lately. He apparently tweeted that. I wrote it down here. Where did it go? United are in an advanced stage of finalizing a deal to sell to a new owner. And then I guess he kind of backtracked after that, saying that he just kind of heard something to that effect.
Well, United came out and refuted it, apparently.
Yeah. So he had to say something, but I don't know. I mean, he seems to be well connected. Allan, do you think where there's smoke, there's fire? There's some truth to that? The Glazers are finally looking to get out fully?
I mean, no, I don't think. We're like we've already discussed. United's a cash cow. I highly doubt they want to get out fully. Maybe they want another investment. Maybe they want someone else to just kind of chip in and help with the new stadium and maybe new players. I don't know. But I could see them wanting to sell off maybe some of their shares again, like they did with Jim Ratcliffe. But I'd be real surprised if they wanted to completely sell off everything.
I'm so distracted by Hunter.
I know.
Gatorade. He's just chugging this Gatorade for 45 seconds now.
He's going to have to pee really bad in about 10 minutes.
Oh, well. Maybe he's gone for good.
Yeah, I mean, do you think they're going to be officially?
No, I don't think they'll ever sell, because the cash cow has been the phrase that we used a lot, and you've used like 3 times so far this episode. And it just, why would they sell?
Just call this cash cow. This podcast, just cash
cow podcast. The
layered cash cow podcast.
Why would they sell? They're not having to run any of the football side of things. They're just collecting dividends now. It's why are they going to sell? They're not going to sell. Maybe they sell a little more. Maybe a little more gets siphoned off, and a new buyer comes in. And I don't know if any of us wants that. They don't want somebody coming in with their own way of doing things, or their own ideas. That's going to throw a kink into what they're trying to do. So,
do you think they could do that? Do you think the Glazers could sell off the 70% they still own and keep Ineos? I mean, could that? I wonder if there was a way to work that out, because that'd be interesting.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I hope we don't find out. I don't want any more of this mess. I just keep it clean and simple. Let Ineos have the rest of it, and let's see what they can do.
I would rather. I'm with you. I'd rather not see. I mean, I don't want the Glazers, but I don't want like a government-backed whoever taking over either.
We don't want any part of that. We've seen the mess that it's caused with other clubs, and I don't want any part of it. So hopefully that's just a rumor, just a nasty little rumor that'll go away. But
could you imagine if they did sell, say, this next summer, and like Ineos is out, and we're just like completely revamping again? I'd feel bad for the squad. That would be
nice. Already backtracked on the stadium thing now, and they're talking about how the roof for the canopy is going to go away because they don't have the funding to buy all the land that it requires. And now we're just like, okay, what are we even doing here, guys? Don't just stop. Just settle down.
Hey, they're trying. That's better than what.
Just win 5 games in a row first, so that guy can cut his hair, and then we'll talk about a new stadium.
There you go. Yeah, that guy needs a haircut, but I do like that it's getting him some notoriety. He seems like a good guy.
He's our most famous fan right now.
Yeah.
Never 5 in a row. I mean, that rarely happens anyway for teams. So,
right.
Hunter's back. Hunter,
do you want the Glazers to sell Hunter?
Well, if they win the Super Bowl with the Buccaneers, since Baker's MVP right now, that's another good thing about being an OU fan. It's almost like United. You can hold on to like great players that once played for your school. So, no. I think that does play a lot of difference, that they get a lot of revenue whenever they win the Super Bowl. So I don't know. Do I want them to sell? Oh. I think like all that moral stuff about some ownership, state ownership-ish types coming into the club, would do more harm than good in the long run as far as what that looks like.
We both agree with you when you weren't here.
Yeah.
The devil right? The devil.
I mean, England's so, super more socialistic than us as far as like their healthcare is free and stuff like that. I don't know why they don't adopt like a German model, with a
fan owned. Yeah, no, it's never going to happen.
That would be cool, but yeah, probably not going to happen. Yeah, I mean, we're in this mess because of them, right? I wanted to ask though. Me too. Tyler was a fan back in like the 1990 maybe? Like
what? What are we talking about?
4 years old.
Of who? Of what?
How old were you in 1990, Tyler?
I was 4, depending on.
Got it. I nailed it. 4 years old. So you were cheering on Sir Alex, right, back then?
Oh, I was born the week Sir Alex was hired. That's my thing. But I wasn't a fan until right after the treble. That's kind of when I started getting into it. So I don't plan to be a fan until like 2000. I'm not going to be that guy.
Fine.
Plenty of people that watched him every week here locally. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. You can ask them.
That's awesome. But I was going to ask you guys, what's your prediction against Liverpool?
I'll go 1-1.
Hunter, what do you think? What's your prediction against Liverpool, Hunter? What?
Cancel. How do I delete this?
Yeah, that's the fun of this prediction.
Too much American football talk. Now, Harry Maguire is going to do a John O'Shea and a smash and grab. We're going to win it at the death thanks to Harry Maguire just smashing one in off a rebound.
I just rewatched those highlights, actually, of the O'Shea.
I love that game. That was so fun.
That was
Cole's
a great
getting
game.
sent off for his terrible punch. Yeah.
That Instagram account,
United
Rewind, so
Yeah.
good.
It is
so
good.
good.
All the good stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Amram finally gets 2 in a row, and it's a 2-1 win. That's what I'm gonna say.
Hell yeah.
That would be amazing. I'm gonna go optimistic. I mean, I'll probably be wrong, but
Well, if we do win,
it's fine.
they're on 15 points. We're on 10. That cuts it to 2, the gap, for a club in crisis and one who's never going to be criticized in the media. So it'd be amazing if we came out of this and we're only 2 points back of them after 8 games, but we shall see. The game is this Sunday, October 19th at 10:30 a.m. We'll be at Skinny's for that one like we usually are, and if you can't make it out, it's on the USA Network.
I had one more question, Tyler.
Yeah.
Just for fun. Just
Let's hear
curious.
Let's hear it.
Who would you guys say has been our best player so far this season? Lamans?
Bruno's created the most chances as per usual in the league, I think, which is kind of his thing every year. But I wouldn't say Bruno. He's missed 2 penalties. That's negative fantasy points. So Hunter's gone again. Oh, man. Who's been our best player? I think...
Text him and ask him his answer real fast.
I mean, DeLitte's been really good.
Euro's been really good, too. Yeah.
And Mbumo, I like him a lot. He's been really solid. It's tough to say. I mean, there's been a few guys that I'm pleasantly surprised with. I guess I'll go Mbumo's been, I think, the guy I'm like, wow, this guy is really freaking good. So I'm going to say him right now.
I think I would lean towards Mbumo as well. But I think DeLitt is definitely up there so far this season.
He stayed healthy, and he's had some big moments. And that's really all you can ask for with him. He hasn't made a lot of mistakes. I mean, Michael Oliver might have something to say about that this weekend. We'll see. He'll try and course a penalty into the thing, but Hunter might be back for the ending here. He's back. Hunter, who's been our best player this season?
I was going to say probably Boombo or Brian. He's been real good as far as
Brian, Big Brian.
Yeah,
all right. We're all basically saying that with DeLitt.
Yeah,
DeLitt a close second.
Luke Shaw and DeLoe. That's what I should probably be saying on the podcast.
Hopefully it continues.
So.
Luke Shaw also still healthy. Long may it continue.
I hope Lissandro comes in quickly. Luke Shaw has not been terrible, but I feel like he's up and down each game. So
he's
I really want Martinez to come back.
Yeah, soon enough. Before Christmas, maybe. We'll see.
Well, the talk is he's going to be in the first team trainings later this week. So
maybe, I think they said November optimistically would be, kind of maybe after the international break in November. But I don't know. He's always one bad tackle away from being hurt again for a long time. So I don't rush him back.
Don't put that out there. Tyler.
It doesn't matter what I say. We always get hurt. We always have at least 7 injuries a season. Allan, just take your pick of who you want him to be. I think we know who will get hurt. We know who's going to get hurt. Not Bruno. Bruno will never get hurt.
Bruno will knock on wood, never get hurt. All right, Hunter. It was a good podcast.
Hunter tried his best to stay with us to the end of the thing, so we'll call it here. Allan, appreciate your time. Hunter, if you're listening to this later, appreciate you, buddy.
Thanks for coming on, Hunter.
Will we see you at Skinny's this Sunday, Allan?
Probably not, but You never know.
Okay.
You never know. Maybe make a surprise appearance. We'll see.
All right. Well, it should be rocking Sunday, so if you're able, come on out. And if not, cheer loud from the comfort of your home. Until next time, I'm Tyler Vaughn. Thanks for listening, and come on, you Reds.
Up the Reds.